Welcome to Cru. Cru is a caring community passionate about connecting people to Jesus Christ.
And we do that through Bible studies, retreats, conferences, and the weekly meeting of Cru, which is starting right now.
My name's Alyssa.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're your MCs.
My enemies are all surrounding. Be gracious. You are the one that keeps my feet from falling. When I'm afraid, I put my trust My enemies are all surrounding. Be gracious. You are the one that keeps my feet from falling. You are keeping count of all my tears. I am confident that you are for me now until the end. Your word I praise. I am confident that you are for me and I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. I will give thanks to you, my Lord, for you have saved me for kingdom come. I will perform my vows for you, so I may walk in the light of your side. I will give thanks to you, my Lord, for you have saved me for kingdom come. I will perform my vows to you, so I may walk in the light of your side. I am confident that you are for me now until the end. You're what I praise. I am confident that you are for me now. I don't be afraid. I won't be afraid.
Hey everyone, a few quick announcements for all of you. So the upcoming weeks, this weekend and next weekend, are Men's and Women's Appreciation. So these are events that are hosted just to show gratitude towards other people in the movement. So for Men's Appreciation, there's going to be some games and food and just time to affirm one another. And I assume similar things as well for Women's Appreciation. Again, this is just a great time where we can all join together in community and, appreciate other people in the movement. So Men's Appreciation is this weekend, Saturday, April 17th, and Women's Appreciation is next Saturday, April 24th. Both of the RSVPs for those are in the group me. Make sure to sign up so you can get a spot and come join us. It'll be a great time, and I hope to see you all there.
Yeah, I really encourage everyone to go to both Men's and Women's Appreciation. It's a cool time, and just, love to see everyone there. Last announcement is for the Aruna Run, which is a 5K race, which we'll be hearing about that tonight. But registration for that is open. It's in the group me. That's Saturday, May 1st. That'll be happening. And that's what tonight's message and talk is all about. We'll be hearing from Ryan Berg and Alexis Anton, who are a part of Aruna. And as well as we'll be hearing from some of our own Cru students, Caleb, Monica, and Justice, part of the outreach team here, who have kind of helped organize this and put this all together. And they are going to tell you more about what Aruna is and what the Aruna Run is all about.
Yep, but before that, we're going to go back into another time of worship.
before. You buried the night, came with the morning. You're the King of heaven. Oh, the praise is yours. The longer the quiet, the louder the chorus. We will sing a new song, 'cause death is dead, gone with the wind. We will sing a new song, let hallelujahs flow like a river. We're coming back to life and reaching towards the light. Your love is like springtime. You're the living water, God, we thirst for you. The dry and the barren, flower and bloom. You're the sun that's shining, you restore my soul. The deeper you call us, oh, the deeper we'll go. We will sing a new song, 'cause death is dead, gone with the wind. We will sing a new song, let hallelujahs flow like a river. We're coming back to life, reaching towards the light. Your love is like springtime. Come tend the soil, come tend the soil of my soul, and like a garden, I will grow. Come tend the soil, come tend the soil of my soul, and like a garden, I will grow. Your love is like springtime.
Man's empty praise and treasure the fate will never know. And you came along and put me back together. every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you, God. There's nothing better than you, God. There's nothing is better than you. I'm not afraid to show my weakness, my failures and flaws. Will you see them all? Still call me friend. He's the God of the mountain. He's the God of the valley. There's not a place to mercy and grace won't find me again. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing is better than you. You turn morning to Toussaint. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing is better than you.
So I'll let you start.
Yeah, well,
Introduce yourself
thank you
and-
guys for joining in. For those of you who don't know, my name is Ryan Berg. I'm one of the co-founders of the Aruna Project and current CEO.
And I am Alexis Anton. I'm a product designer here with Aruna. And today we're going to be announcing the woman that people will be running for in the spring races that Ryan is going to talk about in a little bit. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it off to Ryan, who's going to talk about some of the logistics within Aruna.
Well, first, we want to just say thank you for joining us on this little live session, but also for those of you who are tuning in that are joining in on the spring Aruna runs. We're thrilled that you're choosing to run for her freedom, and it's thrilling for us to be able to actually connect your world to the world that we exist in our training center and our freedom business and the artisans that we're working with, to actually see everybody come together to try and ensure that we have lifelong freedom that we're creating for the women. And so for those of you who don't know, Aruna, obviously, we're an athleisure lifestyle brand that seeks to create lifelong freedom for victims of sex trafficking. And for those of you who are choosing to run in these spring runs, you're going to be running for a particular woman by name that we're going to share about tonight. But the key to all of this is essentially the model and how the model works. As we're in the training center, essentially where a lot of the work begins, we have training centers that are in a few different red light areas that are high concentration for sex trafficking. And it's in those training centers that our teams are going into those difficult areas on a daily basis, doing outreach to try and actually meet up with some of the women in some of those really difficult situations. And it's through that sort of outreach that we're able to start building relationships, start building trust, and then start to actually get some of those women into the training center for small periods of time in between, maybe when they're forced to see customers. And it's in that training center that they start to catch a vision for the hope of what could be outside of that brothel system. And we provide food, we provide financially incentivized skill and trade development, trauma-focused counseling, a number of sort of things that through your Aruna Run and being involved in that helps to fund that training center process. And then what's thrilling is once that woman is she feels empowered with the possibilities of what could be, we're able to pretty quickly move to see freedom come to her. And then we've got transitional housing that she can step into, and from that transitional housing offer her a job within the freedom business where she's got living wage and retirement and healthcare, all surrounded by a community of others who have overcome. And in many ways, it's all undergirded by holistic care. And so the Aruna runs are kind of the start of a much larger process. And one of the thrilling parts is as they even land in that freedom business and start producing all of the products, their names are on the interior lining. So you can actually see the person that you're running for, throughout that whole process. Eventually you can be purchasing products and actually point to her name that you helped to set her free, which then even allows us on the US side to employ women freed from trafficking here as well in our office here. And so it's really thrilling that when you just simply step into an Aruna Run, you're actually a part of a much bigger process that's helping to bring and sustain freedom. And so it's really fun for us to actually put a name to the person that you're running for. And so I'll share about that in a little bit, but there's some really fun stuff that you get with the Aruna Runs.
Mm-hmm. So, like Ryan mentioned, it's really special because all of our products, both the athleisure lifestyle accessories that we sell in our athleisure shop and the race giveaway items are all made by women that have been freed. So this year's items are really special. The first, I just realized I looked back before you go grab.
Yeah.
While he's grabbing, yes. So one of our giveaway items this year is an Aruna gaiter. Now this is awesome. It can be a headband, it can be a neck gaiter, it can also work as a light face covering. If you've seen people wear gaiters in and out of like the grocery store, great for using it as a face covering. If you own any of the headbands from our athleisure site, it's made out of that same super soft recycled polyester, that sweat wicking, I should really get more in the camera, sweat wicking material, machine washable. It's absolutely wonderful. And it actually has the names written on here, if you can see, of women that we are running for specifically this year. So the spring is dedicated to, the spring races are dedicated to a certain woman that Ryan will share. But this is one of the race giveaway items that you'll get if you sign up for an Aruna Run. And that's for all the runs, not just the spring. You'll also receive this wonderful, I don't know how to get this in there, this wonderful athletic drawstring bag. It's so great. It's super sturdy, machine washable. It has a pocket on the side. It's water resistant, and it's also been handcrafted by the Aruna artisans. They do a great job. Their craft is incredible. I am a designer and I do so, and what they can do is pretty impressive. So it's really cool and it's really special to have items that you know are made with a lot of love and care and skill. So that's pretty much the product highlights.
And I will say with these, with the all the products that we try to produce, we make sure that they're, just like Alexis was saying, that they are really sustainable, very durable. And it's been fun to actually see, you know, around the city, how many, you know, times we'll see people, you know, walking down the sidewalk with the Aruna bags and different things like that. And some of them are from, you know, a few years ago. So they've got some real durability to them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So,
Very neat.
well, for those of you who have chosen to run, I think it's pretty exciting for us to be able to actually share, like I said before, the name of the individual that you're going to be running for, specifically in the spring. And her name is, and sometimes we use pseudonyms just to protect identity and things like that, but she goes by Asma. And while we can't share all the details of her story, and a significant portion of the details of her story are still unfolding, in many ways, as we enter in relationship with the women, we obviously, you know, are very cautious about, you know, how we press into understanding their story, develop out trust, and over time, that story gets revealed as they choose to share it. And we obviously want to respect a number of those details of their story. And so a few details, just so you're aware, she at a very young age lost her mother. And then she was out of school, even in elementary, just because of some of the situation that surrounded her. And early on in her life was actually trafficked, and has actually had to endure that for a number of years. And she's just now into her early 20s. And we're working really hard to try and make sure that the remainder of her 20s and on into the rest of her life is a life marked with freedom and with sustained lifelong freedom. And so you're going to be running for her. You're going to be running for her freedom to try and help ensure that she does and is able to step into freedom for the rest of her life. And so one of the significant aspects of that is for you as you run to be considering much of what Asma has gone through, what she's endured. And in many ways, it's hard for us to sometimes get our minds around some of their experiences. And oftentimes, it's through the experiences of some of the other artisans that you're able to learn a little bit more about where Asma is coming from.
So something really special that we're doing this year, super new, very cool, is we've created an artisan inspired playlist. It is the story of one of our current artisans, our first artisan actually, and it kind of parallels with what Asma is going through and what her life is like. It also has a lot of girl power music that's like just great to listen to. And that will be available, or it is available on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to be part of our mailing list, we're going to email that out tomorrow morning, or if you're already on it, then you will get that directly sent to you. You can sign up for our mailing list through Instagram. There's a link tree and you can hop on it there, or go to our website. There's a lot of different ways to find that. But this artisan playlist is really special, and we hope that when people are running or walking or working out for her freedom this year and this spring, and honestly the whole year long, that you can listen to it, feel inspired, hear the story, and feel a bit of a personal connection with what's happening, and just a greater understanding with what we're all about.
Absolutely, and the plan is to actually continue to release different artisan stories through that same medium, where you can actually download it, listen to her story as you're out for a run or exercising, just like Alexis was mentioning, and there's some other fun music in there to kind of keep you pumped. But the whole idea is to bring you in to the artisan stories, to understand a little bit more of the desperate place they've come from, but then also the hope and the inspiration in many ways of where they are now and where their bright futures are. And so it's pretty exciting. It's pretty cool to be able to actually listen and feel and be a part of that and be connected by name with those artisans. And so we're thrilled that you would want to step into that with us and help bring freedom to those who are in desperate need.
We really appreciate everyone that tuned in. If you watch this later today, we hope you're just as excited as we are.
Thanks so much. See ya.
Hi, my name is Caleb Hadley. I'm one of the race hosts for the Minneapolis Aruna Run this coming May. And the reason I'm hosting is because human trafficking is such a real issue in this world, and I think people don't know much about it. I really didn't know much about it until I started planning for this run and talking to my co-hosts more about it and talking to Aruna. The reason I'm helping host this run is because I want to spread the word about this issue to our campus, to the Minneapolis and St. Paul community. It's something that people need to know about, because the only way we can fight it and the only way we can vanquish it is by being informed and taking action steps to help eradicate it from the world.
Hi, my name is Monica, and I'm hosting the Minneapolis Aruna Run, and I couldn't be more excited. I am passionate about running, I'm passionate about fighting for other people's freedom, and I'm really passionate about my faith, and I couldn't be more excited to put all three of those things together.
Hello, my name is Justice, and I think that the fight for equality is super, super important. One very tangible way to do that is to help stop human trafficking, and I hope that this race will help do that.
Thank you, Ryan Berg and Alexis Anton, for casting vision for us on the significance we can have and on the practical ways that Aruna races impact the women they serve. My name is Monica Toussaint, and I am a senior studying nursing, and I am also one of your outreach team leaders, alongside Caleb Hadley and Justice Sahaydak. Outreach team is a new branch of the servant team within the UMN Cru ministry this year, and our purpose is to be the hands and the feet of Jesus, giving our movement opportunities to go outside of itself to serve and become better connected within the community we live. We do this not so that we will just feel good about ourselves or to make ourselves or crew look good, or because these are just good things to do, which they are good things to do, but instead we do this out of an overflow of experiencing God's love for us so that others may experience His love and so that we may be made more into His image. In this, our goal is to foster a deeper understanding of the gospel and how it should affect the way we live. We are passionate about this work, and we could not be more enthused to share it with you and to invite you to come alongside us. So far this year, this work has looked like hosting a virtual education event on the refugee community within Minneapolis, equipping student leaders to share their faith with the people in their lives, otherwise known as natural mode evangelism, and for hosting the Aruna Run, which is happening May 1st, in order to raise awareness and funds to combat human trafficking. In the last video, you got to hear briefly why we as a team decided to host the Aruna Run. I'm going to expand on that and to talk about how it relates to our call as Christians. So, to get to the heart of that, I'm going to ask you what I have been asking myself recently, which is why. Why host, or for you, participate in the Aruna Run? Why serve, advocate for, support, love others? What do these things accomplish? Why do them? For this, I'd like to direct us to Luke 12:48. Everyone to whom much is given, of him much will be required, and from him to whom they entrust much, they will demand the more. This verse communicates the concept of stewardship. A biblical definition of stewardship is utilizing and managing all resources God provides for the glory of God and the betterment of his creation. God has given and blessed us with much, and we are called not to hoard these gifts for ourselves, but instead to give them freely so that they may bless others and be multiplied. So the question then is, what has God given you? And this isn't restricted to financial or physical things. So, for example, for me, he has given time to lead and serve, an empathetic heart for his people, administrative and communication skills, and a passion for running. Other examples that may be true for you are the ability to teach others, health and physical capability, ability to fundraise and to donate, an outgoing personality that's able to connect with people well, a community with which you have influence, and the list is literally endless. All of these things are great, and I want to encourage you to spend time reflecting on them and the ways that you can steward these gifts to bring glory to God and to bless others. But even more so than those, I want to focus our time and energy on the greatest, the most exceptional, the most significant, the most incomprehensible, and the most expensive gift that has ever been given, and that is the gift of our salvation. We do not have to work, to earn, or to strive to fix ourselves or the world. Instead, we are free to bring our brokenness, our incompleteness, and our desperation, and our inability to save ourselves from sin and death to Jesus. Jesus, fully man and fully God, lived a perfect life and paid the price that we could not by dying on the cross so that we may know the fullness of God's love for us and enter into a relationship with him. This is the gospel, or the good news. This is the greatest gift that has ever or will ever be given, and it is given to all who will accept it. Being the greatest gift means that it is the greatest thing with which we can practice stewardship. We are called to steward the gospel. 1 John 4:19, we love because he first loved us. Being aware of our own desperation and the love that we have received is both the reason that we love others and the means by which we love others. Though the gospel was a one-time event, it is something that we continually experience as it wipes us clean and fills us. We pour into others out of a well that will never run dry. We are a testament to God's ability to break through, to redeem, to restore, and to bring about ultimate healing and fullness. So again, I ask, why? Why host or participate in the Aruna Run? Why serve, advocate for, support, and love others? What do these things accomplish, and why do we do them? Ultimately, we serve and we love as a response to the love and the grace that we have been given. When we have a deep understanding and experience of this reality, we are naturally moved to follow God's commands and to love others as he leads. In doing so, we are sanctified, which means to be made more closely in his likeness or his holiness, and we share true hope and freedom that comes from the gospel alone. Rest and rejoice in the good news, and let the gospel lead you daily in stewarding the greatest gift. I'm going to close our time in prayer. Lord, I thank you for the good news of the gospel. Increase in us an understanding of the full weight of how revolutionary the cross truly is. Show us where we are not believing your gospel, and show us where we could be stewarding it better. Soften our hearts to break for your people who do not know freedom both physically and spiritually. Move us to respond to your gospel by loving you with all of our heart, mind, and soul and strength, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. Amen.
Thank you, worship team, and thank you to everyone who spoke tonight about the Aruna Run. It was very informational and cool to see how we can have an impact here on campus through a little 5K race.
Yeah, I encourage you to register. You can walk, run, or register to volunteer, whatever way you are feeling compelled. Just really encourage you to join us in that. And reminder that there is a Zoom discussion right after this. The link for that will be in the group meet and in the description.
Yes. So Alyssa,
Yes.
why did the pregnant horse run the fastest?
I don't know.
It had twice the horsepower.
Oh. Have a good rest of your week, everybody.
Thank you.